Hey y'all, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is Modest Siblings,
the podcast where we read all the books we used to steal off our grandmother's nightstands.
And then we drink about it. Dreidel, 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 y'all. Get ready. It is time for our annual big old gay Hanukkah romance extravaganza. So for this episode, we are reading Keira Andrews' 8 Nights in December.
Is this our fourth one?
I don't know. How many years have we been doing this damn podcast?
This is our fourth one.
I think so.
Last year, we did that really fun, kinky trans one.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one a lot. That was, I think, my favorite one.
But now we're talking about Keira's book.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Keira's Night to Shine. You know, this is one of her 8 nights to shine. So we are talking about 8 Nights in December. It's by Keira Andrews. Keira, constructive criticism, put it about you on your thing. So Keira, after writing for many years and never really finding the right inspiration, discovered her voice in gay romance, which has become a passion. She writes contemporary, historical, fantasy, and paranormal fiction, and although she loves delicious angst along the way, she firmly believes in happy endings. For Oscar Wilde once said, "The good ended happily and the bad unhappily. That is what fiction means."
That's not always true. Like in Jane Austen, the good are married and the bad are married.
I don't know. Anyway, so we read 8 Nights in December. You can get this. It's a really short little kind of novella. Got it off of Amazon. I'm sure you can get it from her page. And so this is... An innocent, lonely orphan finds love this holiday. We love an orphan.
We did love an orphan.
Lucas figures spending the holidays with his obnoxious roommate's family in New York City is better than staying alone on campus upstate. He ends up sharing a room again, this time with his roommate's brother, quiet photographer Nate, who isn't at all what Lucas expects. In fact, he's incredibly sexy, especially when he invites Lucas to his dark room. Amazing. Keira, I love that for you. They hide their attraction during Hanukkah celebrations, but behind closed doors, Lucas and Nate can't keep their hands off of each other or their mouths. I love that too, Keira. Nate's only looking for a bit of a holiday diversion, and introducing inexperienced Lucas to all the fun they can have definitely fits the bill. No feelings, no romances, no promises.
So, this book, it's kind of interestingly structured because you don't really know what the backstory is until it kind of develops it.
Yeah.
But what it turns out that Lucas is almost like an untraditional college student. He started college late because he was attending his dying father for several years.
Yes.
So he's a freshman, but he's okay, all these kids, it doesn't make their ages actually don't make sense.
Their ages are bonkers.
No, because they're all in their 20s. Yeah. Which I guess, thank you, because I don't want to read about 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
each other. I feel weird about that. So yeah, they're all in their 20s, even though some of them are older brothers and some of them are younger brothers.
Yes.
And one of them is evidently eligible to play basketball on the college level, even though he's I don't know, losing his hair probably. And
you can red shirt though.
If
you can red shirt and you can, you have 5 years of eligibility.
But this kind of does seem like a little dodge on the, I appreciate that. I don't want to read a story about kids, okay?
Yeah.
So anyway, this is, Lucas is, he's never come out. He knows that he's gay. He had some fumbling, hetero business in high school that let him know that he's definitely gay. But so he's in roommates with this basketball star who
super bro, Sam.
Yeah, smashing beer cans kind of bro. And but his father is dead. He has nowhere to go for Christmas.
Yeah.
The Christmas break. And so he's like, well, okay, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be super quiet in my dorm. And I'm like, I love this for you, honey. But no, Sam's overbearing mother comes in and says, you don't have anywhere to go. Well, you're coming home with us.
I know, she does not give this child a choice.
Yes, and he's he should be 18, but he's 24, and he doesn't have the emotional wherewithal to say no.
He's 20. Nate is 21. I don't know how old Sam is.
Yeah, but Nate is Sam's younger brother.
I know.
So you had to be at least 9 months or 10 months younger.
They could be Irish twins.
Yeah, well, that's still 10 months. Unless one of them is super... I mean, don't spend too much time thinking about the ages because they don't make sense.
No.
But so, yeah, she drags this child who has 5 minutes to pack home to Staten Island. He was just going to masturbate the whole time, probably.
He was like, I'm going to watch
finally,
so
just going to like, oh my God. But no, you're coming home with my mother, who you've never met. And it's not that Sam is like mean or anything, but they don't have anything in common.
He's just a bro.
Yeah, he's just a bro. And like, so the room is always full of people, and it's like that. So he was so looking forward to the silence, but no, fuck you. Anyway, so he's rooming with Sam's little brother, who's also in his 20s, Nate.
Because Sam's room is gross. They said, Sam's room is too gross for you to be in with him. So we're going to put you in with Nate. And then, Lucas is so sweet. Lucas is such like a little like,
he's a little unborn fawn.
And so like the door opens and all of a sudden it's nerdy hot like Nate. And he's like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they do the first night of Hanukkah.
A big family thing. And of course, like, Lucas doesn't have any family.
And he's also not Jewish. So it's kind of like a fish out of water thing. And so he's like, okay. But he gets along really well with Nate and like, finds
By
out.
really well, you mean like, this dude is so hot.
Yeah. So
there's a scene where like he wakes up and like he's really got to pee, but then he realizes that Nate is showering with the door open.
Yes. And so he sees and then Nate starts baiting. He starts baiting.
And then so like, it's not great to masturbate to somebody who's also masturbating when they don't know that you see them masturbating.
I'll allow it because it was hot. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was kind of hot.
So
they get thrown together a lot, okay? Yeah. Because like mom is like, you need to go to the city. Do you not? You've never been in New York. Well, like you need to do. Here's a calendar of events that you must.
Well, anyway, so he after he masturbates to him. Later on that day, he finds out the mom is like, can you go take this to Nate? He doesn't eat enough food. And he goes in this little room and he finds out that Nate is a photographer.
And he's an amazing photographer.
And you know what else Nate is amazing at? Is giving blowjobs in dark rooms. Yeah. Nate's like, hey. He's like, I saw you watching me. You want me to suck your penis? And he's like, do I? Yes. So they just get to it in the dark room.
And I mean, it's really sweet, actually, because Lucas is like, oh my God, I'm finally having gay sex.
Yes, he's so excited. It's
very sweet. It's super sweet.
And so they start like just making out all the time and sucking D's. And
I mean, there's no way nobody else knows about this because like they have like penis hands all the time.
Just so much penis hands.
Yes.
Like just penises everywhere.
Yes.
So they end up going to all these things. They go to see Wicked together. They're just having a big old time. And Nate makes sure that Lucas knows that he's like, I just looking to hook up.
I don't do long term, bitch.
Yeah. And so Lucas is like, oh, but
fine. But then like he takes him and he tells him his like, okay, so Nate has not come out to his parents because he thinks they won't understand. And he takes him in and introduces him to all of his like gay college friends. And so Nate is pre-med.
Yeah.
Even though he has
Nate is pre-law.
Lucas is pre-med. Both of them kind of hate it.
Neither one of them wants to do that.
No, but their parents want them to do it.
And like Lucas was like, it was my dying father's wish that I went to medicine. And Nate was like, well, it's just my parents want me to do, like.
So, and he, Nate is at NYU, which has an amazing photography school, like amazing art school.
You go to Tisch.
But he's been like, I'd like to do that, but my parents, and I mean, hey, legit, right?
Yeah.
But so they have this thing, like, and neither of them are out, and it's like this whole like tension. So Nate introduces Lucas to his friends at this big like club because like Lucas has never had the nerve to go.
They go to the big gay club.
Yeah, big gay club, and they do a sex thing at this big gay club.
Hold on, y'all. What happens is they go both. These
people are sober.
They're stone cold sober. Neither one of them is drinking, and like Lucas just whips off. He's like, you know what? I'm having a big time, and he whips off his shirt. Like, all right,
okay, fine.
But then all of a sudden, Nate says something that hurts Lucas's feelings, and Lucas is, but then Nate apologizes. And the best way to apologize is by giving somebody a handy and a fucking glove.
Like with the pants, like completely, I'm not talking like a surreptitious handy.
No, there's a
And he sticks his, okay. And this book uses the word hole in a way that is too frequent and somewhat upsetting.
It's like he's getting fingered and
I'm like, well, okay, so what word would I prefer? And I mean, okay, I guess people
orifice?
use pucker has been used many times.
Yeah, there's pucker.
But hole. There's something just dirty about hole.
I feel like if it was intentional, I don't mind the hole.
I mean, yeah, I get it,
But what I do mind is a man stone cold fucking sober just getting the world's most public hand job.
He comes on like a glass
partition.
Yeah, and like he doesn't clean it up.
Watching. People are just like, hey, good job.
They're not watching in everybody's dancing kind of way. They're watching like in an eyes wide shut kind of way.
Like, hey, this guy's just get a hand job in front of everybody. And like, it's like, I was like, again, nobody had anything to drink or took any drugs or anything. They just doing sober hand jobs. Like, sober bar hand job.
I mean, okay, I've never been to a New York City gay bar.
I don't know what people do, but I can't imagine it's completely sober club.
And who has to clean that up? Somebody has to come and, like, I'm sorry, I would ask for like a cocktail napkin, you know?
That's what he said.
I could never just leave, just semen on a...
I would be mortified.
I would certainly never leave my house again.
No, I would obviously clean that up. That is not somebody else's job.
No.
Is
everybody else coming all over the furniture?
That's unsanitary.
Oh my God. As a certified serve shape manager, Courtney.
Yes, I know. Like, this is, like, you guys are unsanitary. So, And
also, okay, my other question is, does he then go wash his hands? Or is he just walking around with whole finger?
Whole finger.
Whole finger.
He loves his hole. Everything he touches turns to a hole.
I apologize for this.
Sorry, I know. Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you don't, it's not like, okay, that's never sexy. Like in a romance novel, like, oh, like somebody dealing with a condom afterwards, it's never sexy, but you had to put it in because otherwise we're like, well,
they do it like, they're always like, I loved in this that it was like, he put like the condom and then wrapped it in the toilet paper.
Extra in case like the mom was nervous, but you had to put that in because otherwise I would be wondering, well, like, I mean, tell me you like wrapped it in toilet paper or whatever. You didn't just leave it on like in Blue Crush.
She does.
Where she has to explain to them how to like wrap up a condom.
She does like do a lot of like, this is what I like about this, like practical consideration. Mm-hmm. Like when he is masturbating, he like,
oh my God,
he like comes in his boxer shorts and he's like, oh, I gotta wash
pajamas.
These.
No, he's wearing pajamas.
He's like, I had to wash these off real quick, but then I can't hang them up to dry because people will know. So I'll just leave them in the bed and they'll just be wet.
Yeah.
And I'll sleep in a wet bed.
Yeah. I mean, because you're not just going to like be like, hey, can I use your washing machine when you're 22 or like whatever they are? Like even though this mother actually said, pack your bags in 30 seconds. We're going to my house in Staten Island.
All you have to do is like, he's obviously not a skilled liar. Be like, hey, I didn't have time to wash these. Could I wash these, please?
Yeah. Or you don't even have to say like, I'm sorry, can I use your washing machine?
I'd be like, I peed my pants. Just something.
I trust a fart.
I jizzed to your son like, while he was baiting in the shower. Can I just throw these in the washer?
Well, I mean, that's why he jizzed all over the glass partition.
He is just jizzing everywhere. This kid is jizzing everywhere. He's like skeet. And from the window to his pants to the dark room to
they are in their 20s.
He has not left a minute of Staten Island uncovered.
He needs to take a squeegee with him everywhere. I mean, like, to be polite.
Yeah, but so in the midst of all this insane jizzing that's happening, there is like this really sweet, like, kind of like dealing with like his first holiday without his dad. His mother died very young. They go to the Bronx Zoo and he sees like a gorilla and gets very upset because like his dad had this magnet collection.
Yeah, like of tacky little magnets.
And it was like really well written. And,
yeah, that stuff was really good actually, honestly.
Oh my God.
And that's like a legitimate grief thing. He didn't cry when his dad died.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get that because like it had been coming for a long time.
Yeah, and so he cries and Nate holds him and it's very, very sweet.
And like there's always a consciousness in this, but I really did like, there's two twin beds. And so who's in what bed and like, he doesn't feel like he can go and like,
it's really sweet. He's like, I don't want to do anything. I just, want to lay here and cry. And Nate comes and holds him anyway. And it's very sweet.
Yeah, that stuff is all really good. The grief stuff is good. And the parents are really sensitive.
Yes. And so what you find out, like MVP, book MVP, it's the last night of Hanukkah. They've just gone and done like lighting, gone to somebody's house and they've come back and they're about to eat dinner. And then Sam, MVP of the fucking book, is like, so are you two fucking? And the mom is like, Samuel.
He's like, are you two making love?
He's like, I'm so sorry. You two making sweet love. And the mom is still like, Samuel. They're like
because everybody's noticed your penis hands. Dick breath.
You keep jizzing on all of our stuff. Like,
yeah, I mean, like we've had to get like a push broom. The windshield wipers have been working like overtime.
So, you find out that the parents have had like their suspicions and they've talked to the rabbi, and it's all like over this. Like Nate was scared his parents were gonna be disproving because his mom saw a pride float and said that the people on there were vulgar because they were dancing around in thongs. And she says like, no, I would have said that about anybody because I think thong dancing in public, just like jizzing in public, is vulgar. And so they hug it out. I mean, like, they
but it was actually really sweet because he was super prickly about it because he was like, what do you mean you talked to the rabbi about me? I'm like, well, we talked to the rabbi because we wanted to ask him his opinion on how we should approach this with you. We wanted to make sure we were doing the right fucking thing, bitch.
It was very sweet. And so
yeah, that was great.
And then 100%. Like this book has like, aside from the grief stuff, like basically Nate is like, hey, you should transfer to NYU and be my boyfriend.
But hilariously, his parents were completely supportive of him being gay, but not supportive of him changing to a photography major. They came around, but they were not on board with that shit.
But the greatest part about it is like Lucas is like, well, you know what? That could work. And like it's only a couple hours, and Sam's gonna go to Daytona for spring break, so I could come back here. I was like, I love that we're throwing Daytona.
Don't do it to Daytona.
And so
I've been to Daytona for spring break. It had less jizz, actually. I saw zero jizz in Daytona.
Lucas wasn't there.
I saw vomit.
He wasn't just spraying it down like a fire hose. Like, so, the books, like, they end up, like, being boyfriends, and it's very sweet. And
they get an apartment in New York.
Yeah, a year later, we're at the new Hanukkah.
These bitches, like, just break into the whole family.
They go, and they're going to go, like, it's their first day in the new apartment. And I liked that the mom was like, this is a shitty apartment. And they're like, yeah, but this is an amazing shitty apartment.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we made that nod to like New York real estate.
Sure, yeah.
But then they bought matching rings that are like, they're wearing on a chain until they're ready to like make the next step.
Because they're not getting married right now.
No.
But they're like committed.
But then they walk in the house, they walk back into their shitty apartment, and like in their shitty apartment, it's probably like, 60 square feet. They're 45 Jews in there, just like, hey, we're here for Hanukkah.
And then, like, okay, so there are a million "Am I the asshole?" like or relationship or whatever on Reddit quotes asking like, my wife is really mad because I want to give my mom a house key. This is why. This is fucking why. Because she knows she's gonna come home and just wants to bang your ass. And no, your mama and everybody.
Like, how did he even get the house key? Because I can't imagine Nate just being like, I feel like the rabbi, because they got the place through the rabbi. I think it was like, hey, here you go.
Yeah, they just have the master. Yeah, they just have
So they had a big like family Hanukkah, and it's all about like Lucas having a found family. And
it's very sweet.
So it's a very short little read, but it was cute. So questions.
So of course, this
big dick energy or big dick energy. Obviously,
Nate is kind of mean to him though.
I think Nate's more prickly. Like, I mean, but you know what? There were parts that I was like, but Nate does apologize and is like, because when they go to the club, Nate's like, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And then he's like, I'm sorry, I was an asshole. And
I mean, I guess like also like, these people are in their early 20s.
Yeah, exactly.
But
like also, I mean, obviously one of them, it's not the size of their dick, it's the size of their balls because they have like expelled so much semen all over. Like,
I don't want to do a spoiler for our next book, but our next book does describe somebody's testicles as paunchy globes.
Yeah, well.
So you're saying that his paunchy globes
were like
hooked up to a fire hose?
No, they were very sweet together, and like I think that they're both super cute.
They're nice young men.
They're so nice young men. Like Lucas, you just want to put in your pocket and
I know, and
protect him.
I really
would be
like
please,
the grief.
Sir, like if you're gonna be masturbating my house, like at least like clean it up. But
yeah, or if you're gonna be masturbating in my club too.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god, is that like instead of foam parties?
Oh god.
You're just wading through it like Honey in that last book through like the hurricane water.
Would you talk shit with her or about the hero? What I will talk shit about Lucas is about that he just is jizzing all over public property. Yes. I would be like, hey, I really like Lucas, but he has got to learn to like keep it in his pants.
Yes. Literally keep it.
Yes.
Get tissues or
something,
sock
man.
or,
like something.
Designated sock.
It's like, wee! So, it's ridiculous.
Making it rain.
Like, but he's it is nice because he is like, I think it's the first time like he's obviously allowed himself to be a young adult. Like,
that. I mean, that's certainly, if you have a parent who is like dying of a long-term illness, you get parentified, like he's never really.
So I really liked both of them.
Yeah. So Bechdel to bitch is interesting, like, of course, because this is a gay romance. I would say that surprisingly, Sam turned out to be an ally.
Oh, Sam's great.
Yeah, but he didn't be different. And there's a bit in this, actually, where Lucas went to poker night with Sam.
Yeah.
And had a really good time.
Yeah, with his friends.
So he just never tried being friends with Sam. He just figured that Sam, like, was a homophobe or whatever.
Yeah, he just automatically made assumptions. And Sam is, like, the coolest one.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a total bro dog.
Yeah.
He doesn't change at all throughout this. It's just that he's fine.
And he does he says something to Nate, like, where Nate was like, he's like, he's basically like, you're my little brother and I love you no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, so it's so great.
Yeah. And so y'all fucking or what? Yeah.
Yeah. But.
And anyway, he knew the answer to that because, again,
everybody
they having to put their hip waders on to go to the car in the morning.
When it comes to consent, is this more Robin Thicke or Marvin Gaye?
I have to say that I don't think Lucas was really he was into it by the end of it, but I don't think if Lucas had been in his right mind that he would have been okay with that club scene.
Well, he wasn't. He was so cold sober.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think he was. Like, I think
he was and he wasn't. It's kind of.
I feel like he had never really done any of this stuff. I think like that's where you feel like, oh, you kind of feel like you're worried he's being taken advantage of, but he's not.
You're being careful of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're like, oh, I don't want him to be swept away in the pressure. Because like she does write him very well until where you're like, this is a baby deer and we have to protect him.
Yes, agreed. But yeah, otherwise, like, when
I mean, again,
he is down to fuck.
You know what? Who is not consenting are the people that are just want to go have a good time at this club, and then they're
just like their shoes got stuck on the floor. They just like got stuck on their feet.
What's happening?
Ah!
Exactly.
Never, okay, so I was just listening to Michael Hobbs has a new podcast, so If Books Could Kill, and they did like the pickup artist thing, the game, and so one of the things that these pickup artists were told to do is bring a black light to the club. Yeah, don't do that in this club, bitch.
No, at all.
No. Oh my God. Would Scarlett Johansson be in the movie? Everybody's white.
Yeah. Like, I mean.
That's not true. One of his friends at the club was black.
Yeah, and I do, I mean, I don't, the thing about these books, obviously, that, is, that we've gone into is like, it's a really interesting time for who's writing what, and, because, like, as we've talked about before, and knowing, who is writing the LGBTQ, like, stories, people shouldn't have to put their sexuality out there for people to know. So it's kind of difficult to know, like, I don't know what Keira Andrews' like sexuality is, and I don't care what her religion is.
I do feel that this is, I mean, okay, it's kind of hard to say. I would just, if I were to throw and just put out a guess, say that this is written for women. This is not written for gay men. This is written for women.
But it's very,
fine. Do your thing. It is not, it's not written for the audience by, who wrote it. It's not in voices.
But again,
but I will like live and die for KJ Charles and like, Yeah. So, you're not leaving the house looking like that. There's no outfits in this book, bitch.
There's a little bit. Like, you remember they go to the club, and at first Lucas has on like a plaid shirt and he's got a tank top.
Oh yeah, they make him like take his shirt off even though it's freezing. I'm like, no.
I was like, put your shirt back on, young man. Like,
yeah, oh God, it was cold today, and my husband and I went to a restaurant downtown for lunch, and one of those college girls was wearing the sweatshirt, like where it's tiny little shorts, so it looks like they're not wearing pants, and you know how hard it was for me to just pack down? Yeah. Where is your mother? Where are your pants? You are clearly freezing your ass off. Oh my God, literally, I can see the ass that you are freezing off. Young lady.
Would your 12-year-old self have dogged you?
They fuck. They fuck.
And they are. It's
pretty hot, too.
Yeah, it's super good. I was into it. I mean, again, like we've talked about this whole podcast, like we were talking about the miracle of It's
the miracle of life.
I will tell you what is keeping the lamp lit for 8 days.
Just jizz.
It's just jizz. Okay.
What pairs nicely with a dumpster fire?
Oh, God. I think with this one, it's probably got to be like
Manischewitz.
Oh, that or just weed, because Sam got to be high all the time to deal with this fucking bullshit. So this is a Sam, go light up a DB with Sam.
Sam has got to be just like, oh my God. You know, Sam has got to have wanted to say for a month, like, will you just fuck it out?
Yes, it's so great. So should a person in the 21st century read this book?
Sure, it's cute.
It's really cute. Again, it's really short. It's on Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it is a free Kindle Unlimited, and it's a fun little like hour-long read.
Yeah.
And so also I want to say Keira Andrews is like, well, like I have got to get one. She's got one called like I Married the Barbarian, and I'm like,
it's got a great cover. Yeah,
I'm here for that. So this has been Keira Andrews' 8 Nights in December, and you can find us at bodicetipplers.com, B-Tipplers on Twitter for hella Twitter last, Instagram bodicetipplers, patreon.com/bodicetipplers, and bodicetipplers@gmail.com.
Bodice Tipplers is part of the Frolic Network. Find more podcasts you'll love at frolic.media/podcasts.